The Tomorrow People podcast is recorded on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
First Nations people have been sharing stories and wisdom for tens of thousands of years, and we hope to honour that tradition on this show.
We'd love to give a massive shout out to all the First Nations people listening.
This was and always will be Aboriginal land.
Just a heads up that this episode may include themes that some may find confronting, so please take care when listening.
Tomorrow People Podcast.
Hi there, I'm Ryder.
And I'm Paige, and today's guest is Jack Riewoldt. Jack is a podcast host, a loving dad and husband, a leadership guru, media personality, and footy analyst, and may have played some footy for the Richmond Tigers a little bit.
Yeah, that's a
Just
good
a couple
intro.
of games.
Just a couple, yes.
Just a couple.
Few.
No
Yeah.
big deal.
No.
Premiership
Trained,
flags.
just trained actually not far from here actually. At Vic Park for a little bit. We used to train down here and drive the back streets. We're in Abbotsford at the moment. And used to love sort of coming through here. Some
So
great
good.
Vietnamese food around here. I love
There is.
coming here, especially to Collingwood to have Vietnamese food. It's one of my favourite pastimes. But
What's
we're not
your
here to talk
go-to?
about that. Just have
Banh
a
mi?
no. I'm a faux
Oh.
man. Yeah, faux.
Mm.
Do you get spicy?
No, I can't handle spice one bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
You sweat, you get diarrhea, what
No, I
happens?
just hate it. I
This
just
is not
really
that
hate
type of
it.
podcast,
Yeah, I really
That's
hate it. It's not
No
my
spice, pepper?
my style. No,
No pepper.
No, love
Wow.
salt, no pepper.
Mm.
But Paige, I need to confront you about something. In the scripting,
Yes.
I wanted you to put Taswegian.
You did. And I took it
you
out.
took it out. Is Taswegian a thing, or do you just say Tasmanian?
I would say Taswegian every now and then.
I thought he was like
It's a slang.
trying to
It's
mess
like a
with
slang
me.
term.
Is
It's
it?
like a Melburnian or like
I apologise.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
for removing
She
it.
thought- you thought I was
that
trying
you
to
were mess
humiliate
with me. Yeah.
no.
And then you were just
Tasmanian,
going to look at me like I'm a
Taswegian, you
weirdo.
can have your choice there.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Just before we get in, I've still got some important stuff to ask. Has becoming a father changed your sense of fashion? Like, are you into dad fashion, and what is dad fashion?
What is
Oh
dad
God. Becoming a dad changed me a lot. I've always been sort of pretty relaxed. Like I wouldn't normally wear jeans, and I've decided to wear jeans today. And then I got here and you guys wearing a skirt and shorts, and I'm like, wow, I could have wore shorts because I like wearing shorts. Having this.
Are the jeans like you kind of trying to be a bit more formal?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
and
thank
I've got
you.
Birkenstocks on as well at the same time. So, no, I think. Oh, you know what it has done? I'm one of those parents that, like you said, like my children. I've got 3 children. So the 2 girls are Poppy's 6, Hazel's 4, and Tommy's 2. And the girls are standing in their wardrobes now, and they point to stuff they want to wear, and I'm like, no stress. Like completely doesn't match. But what is matching?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, no stress. So I'm one of those parents. Yeah. So
Let them
Love it.
express
let them wear
themselves.
whatever they want. Yeah.
Mm.
My mother was so I don't even know if this is what we're going to be talking about. But my mother in school holidays, she was a sort of florist, so she was very creative, and she had we had a gay hairdresser and who lived down the road from our house. Now, when I was growing up, that's 30 years ago, so there wasn't as many people that would be as outwardly gay at that point in
Yeah.
time. And every school holidays, I used to go down and get my hair coloured. And
Coloured?
my mum would let me do whatever I wanted.
Like from what age?
Like from 8,
wow.
maybe 8 or 9.
What was your go-to colour?
Blue. I had a blue hair with
Nice.
a green Andrew. I loved Andrew. He was such a nice
Is
man.
Andrew still there?
No, he's not there anymore, but it was down in the Belrive Quay, and he used to just, like, I would walk in beaming and he would be like, all right, we're going to go orange for this semester. Or at my year 6 formal, I had purple hair. You know when,
Okay.
like, Ryder, you're a pretty similar age to me. We're all pretty similar age. The boys, they used to have like the curtain part.
Oh
The
my
middle
God.
part,
So I
the
had
Backstreet
the- yeah,
Boys.
I had that.
Backstreet Boys.
Exactly.
Jonathan
Like a
Taylor
little
Thomas.
bleach.
Exactly,
Oh
yeah.
my God, I love JTT.
Yeah,
Oh, we all did.
We all did. Have you seen him now? Anyway, that's
So
not what this is
expressing
about.
yourself through that. I got an earring. Oh, that's one thing I did change. My middle daughter Hazel wanted to get her ears pierced.
Yeah.
but she's a little bit quieter and probably doesn't have the same sort of courage yet as what Poppy does. So on my birthday, Halloween, I took Hazel to go and get her ears pierced, and we got there and she was like, "Oh, I don't want to get it done." So I got my ear pierced.
Love it.
It's not in at the moment.
I know. I'm like, where is
it's
it?
not in at the moment. So I was like the little horse that goes along with the racehorse to make sure they like actually perform in the day. So H got her ears pierced and so did I. So
Cute.
How did she go getting shot in the ear?
well,
Was she in pain or was she?
nah, a little bit. You say shot in the air. When Poppy got hers done, she's like, I remember sitting outside because Carly, my wife, went in with Pops to get hers done. And all I heard from the back was like, "She shot me." It was so funny.
It's also so intense.
Oh my
That we
God.
take our children and think that it's just like all good to
Yeah.
just be like bang in the
Play
ear.
on.
Like it's weird.
Play on. You have to go to a place where
Anyway.
you get two done at the same time though. If there's anyone listening there that wants to get their kids' ears pierced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good ears. Well, I'm keen to see you with the earring. I think it'll look good on you. So to switch things up a little bit, we've obviously given you a little bit of an intro that involves some of your accolades, but one of the things that we really like to do on this podcast is to give you as the guest an opportunity to intro yourself, but a bit of a like non-bio intro. So we don't really care about, we don't want to know
We
all
care,
about your
but-
credentials. We care, but who are you beyond what you do essentially? So anything you feel like you want to share, but your non-bio intro.
Oh, I see. Funnily enough, I've actually been putting a website together for myself. So this is the Narnia of searching for like who you are without having to rely on, for me, obviously a lot of it's attributed to football. So I grew up in Hobart in Tasmania, from a small suburb called Bellerive, and I have a ferocious love for home. I think a lot of people do, but there is something about home and quite simply, loyalty is probably the thing that I value more than anything else. And it's been something that looking back on myself, and I actually did this on another podcast where it was with a child psychologist talking about your past. And it's funny how little moments, like everything that happened for me growing up revolved around my house and it revolved around Bellerive. So everything I ever needed was there. And the trust and loyalty piece for me sort of came from my upbringing. And if I was to describe myself as anything, it's always a passionate Tasmanian or Taswegian.
Tasmanian, yeah.
Yeah. So what else do you want to know about me? I'm 36. I've got 3 children. I moved here with my girlfriend. And when I say here, I got on the boat, had a purple combi and sailed across Bass Strait on the Spirit and moved here with my then girlfriend, who's now my wife, Carly. I did year 12 or year 11 and year 12. I did the same subject in year 11 and then did it in year 12 because Carly was in that class and actually got a worse result with the same syllabus. And that's about it for me. Yeah. No, and I love what I do now. I work in sports. I work in leadership. I've been privy to the change of a culture at a business, along with the help of Ryder came into my workplace and did some stuff and changed the conversation piece around masculinity, especially in a pretty male-dominated sport at that time as well, in the men's AFL, and changed. That whole period changed my life. So people like Ryder, and we're talking about Shane McCurry, a friend of all of ours, and someone who I do a little bit of work with, like completely changed how I view the world, and what I think is possible for everyone.
Thank you.
There you go.
Beautiful.
There's so many questions that I want to ask you of everything you
know.
said.
I know. But it's nice to hear you say like what you value because I think you embody them. We like to tell our guests why we see them as tomorrow people, and the reason why Paige and I see you as a tomorrow person is you just ooze with authenticity. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You are able to admit your faults and your flaws, but you're constantly striving to grow and be better. And yeah, I think that's why we were really excited to have you on the show because, yeah, you lead with heart and curiosity. So that's why we wanted you on the show.
I remember when I went to Fox Footy for the first time and got asked to be on AFL 360, which is sort of like the flagship program. I was going to be a player and someone said something similar to me like that. So it was Jared Waitley at the time. Said, oh, like we love this and we appreciate this. And I didn't say thank you at the end of it. So that's why I make a point of saying thank you because it's bloody hard to tell people, like even in this room here, like we're here to have a conversation, but still to sit across from someone and say really nice things about them that come from the heart. And then like it's a good skill set to always remind and say thank you for when people go out of their way to do something like that for you. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, Jack, to continue this warm-up, we are going to run an activity that Tom Harkin and I might have ran for you when we were working with the TIGs. It's the How Are You activity where Paige and I are going to ask you, how are you? And you're going to have 90 seconds to answer that question uninterrupted. Take the time for yourself. You don't have to entertain us. Every time you're stuck, just take a breath and just go, how am I?
Yep.
Is that cool?
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
And we'll time you, so we'll let you know
Cool,
when
no
your time
stress.
is up.
All right. Jack, how are you?
How am I? Well, I am a little bit dusty at the moment. I'm a bit hungover, but in terms of where I am currently, I would say I am in a position of overwork by choice. Coming out of AFL and 17 years of having everything done for you can be a big void. So when I came out of footy, I made a conscious decision to take on more than I could chew, knowing that at some point I could pare it back. So how am I? I'm in a position that I feel comfortable with what I've taken on, but also stretched enough to live in the organised chaos is that I know that I thrive in. That doesn't mean that I don't get tired or I don't get grumpy, but I know that I'm doing it for myself. I'm also doing it for my family. I'm doing it to make a difference. And then that makes me think about how I will be or how I will feel when I see other people succeed, knowing that I've helped them a little bit. So that's a whole range of emotions, but I feel like I'm good at handling it.
That was 90 seconds. Were you
Nice.
counting it in your head or
No.
something?
No, but I specifically didn't look at you guys because I actually really wanted to think about how am I?
Do you often take the time to think about how you are?
Not enough. Not enough because I just like doing shit. Like, so one of the great things I ever did in my life was a thing called Gallup Strengths. It's a strengths finding tool that tells you what your top 5 strengths are out of 34. It gave me a really great appreciation of what I'm really good at, with some science behind it that then it helped me really lean into that. And I'm a really good activator. I love starting shit. Sometimes I'm not really good at finishing it. And I like, as soon as I get involved in something, I want to do it to the best. So that's why taking on too much or things popping up isn't hard for me because I can find it pretty quickly if I want to go and do something. So I'm also a wooer too.
A what?
Win others over. Woo.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I can see that about you.
that's a really like a tool. Like, and I know that some people don't like profiling and whatnot, but I've really loved learning more about myself through different avenues like that. It helps shape you as well.
Yeah,
100%.
totally. The
Yeah.
more you understand yourself,
Yeah.
the better you can be for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I guess just on that, so, Ryder mentioned why we wanted you on this podcast, why we believe that you're a tomorrow person. You've got all these incredible things that you've done, but there's things along the way that we're sure have shaped you into the person that you are today. And that's kind of what we want to spend a bit of time looking at. And so we would love to know, like, what has been a life-defining moment for you that has shaped you into the person that you are today? Like, you know, like Ryde said, you've got a lot of authenticity, but you're also really good at like calling out your flaws and embracing who you are beyond that. But yeah, is there a moment, and that could be anything, it doesn't have to be big, it could be small, but that you feel like has really brought you to now?
It's a really good question. Like, I think I'll tell you a really interesting moment was when my old man played footy for Clarence, which is the local team down in Bellerive, and they've had some good players come out of there. But he actually got drafted to St Kilda in 1980, I think it was, but decided not to pursue a career over here because he was halfway through a teaching degree and would have to swap his degree over. So he's a Tasmanian Hall of Famer. So he was a pretty handy player. Still remember the first time my dad told me that he goes, I think he might be a better player than me. Sitting around a kitchen table, 25 King Street, Bellerive.
Does your mum still live there?
No.
No.
No, but they and I remember it clear as day. And I was like, shit, that's pretty cool.
How old are you?
Yeah.
I reckon I would have been maybe 15.
Mm.
So I started playing senior footy against men when I was 15 and learned a lot of lessons. But that's I suppose it's a bit of a handing of the baton across or recognition. Like that sticks in my mind. But
What did it mean to you to hear your dad say that to you?
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like, because like you grow up and a lot of sons idolise their dads.
Yeah.
And like I'd left playing football at my school team to go and play with the team that Dad had played for, Clarence, which was a really big decision. So I went to an all boys school from grade 7 to grade 10, and both my parents. My mum's finished up being a florist, but she was a PE teacher, and my dad was a PE teacher as well. So I just loved sport. I've got a couple of younger brothers, so you can imagine fairly competitive upbringing. So I just loved sport, and the school that I went to was a Catholic boys' school that was a big sports school. That was where I absolutely thrived. One of the hardest decisions I ever had to make was to say to my schoolmates that I wasn't going to play footy with them because I wanted to go and play at Clarence and have the opportunity to play senior footy against men. And that was a really difficult decision, but then it was validated by the fact that I went there and then my dad told me that. So I'm only just thinking about this now, actually, how important it is. Because I think the people of tomorrow, the dads of tomorrow, the mums of tomorrow, the friends, brothers, sisters, wherever you sit, are starting to become better at opening up and giving feedback. But it's also, like, I look at it from a business sense, like there's still a long way to go in some of our corporate businesses and where that sort of conversation sometimes is seen as power and people don't want to hand over the power. But it's great to be on the end of a compliment like that, especially from someone who you idolise too. Yeah.
On the topic of like you having to make the choice to leave school footy to play for Clarence, what are your thoughts on your old man making that choice of being able to play AFL football or pursue his teaching? Like, what do you think about that choice?
Yeah, it's a fascinating one because I might not be here if that was the choice. So my parents met at matric, so university basically, in Launceston, and like it's a big decision not to do it. I think back then the standard of football in Tasmania was a lot higher than what it currently is. So the move wouldn't have been as big for your remuneration or anything like that. It would have been more just to play in the VFL. But it sort of makes sense why my father's taken a lot of enjoyment in my sporting career, obviously, because I didn't think about this. Maybe that was his opportunity that he missed, and they got to him along with my family and friends got to ride the journey of AFL football. The lows early, but the highs obviously later in my career as well.
Is that a conversation you've asked your dad about, like the choice?
I don't think I've specifically ever asked him. It's I tell you the conversations that are really interesting is that my dad's parents came out in the war from Germany, so they were living in Berlin, and they're really interesting conversations because you think about what life is now, and it's everything's so dangerous, and we look after our kids and worry about this, and then you have a conversation with someone who escapes Nazi Germany, and you're like, yeah, shit. And that stuff still happens in the world. That's a sad thing.
Yeah, totally.
Like they're conversations where you go, bit of reality check. Yeah, I love those ones though.
They're the conversations you have with them.
Yeah.
It's so nice to hear you say that because in our workshops with high school boys, very small percentage have those conversations with their grandparents and ask them about their lives, but so many don't. And it's just this untapped resource to hear that kind of wisdom. What made you chat to your grandparents about their lives?
Oh, it's just interesting, I think, as well. And like they played a really big part in my growing up because they lived in Belrive. So they weren't far away from where we were. And when you've got two parents as teachers, someone's got to pick you up from school on the odd occasion. So they I think also, like you're allowed to be proud of your grandparents. Because everyone, it sort of filters down. Everyone thinks they're proud of the next generation, but like what they like, and I mean they're lucky. They've got two grandsons that played AFL footy, and my cousin played at St Kilda as well. But they're incredible people, even to this day. Like
they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around. Yeah, they're in a home together. They're in Tassie. Yeah, every Christmas we had a shack at Carlton Beach, a bit out of Hobart. And I can still remember December 23rd, we'd go and hunt the Christmas tree, and we'd have Christmas Eve with my Orr and Orpa, Heinz and Helga Riewoldt. So, and that's German names. So
it's so you kind of mentioned it, but like your face literally lights up when you talk about home.
Oh yeah,
like there's nothing
better than you guys from the country. You live loosely in the country now.
I wouldn't call it the country.
Yeah.
Not in the way that I think that you talk about. I mean, no, I didn't grow up in the country like that. What is it about home and the people that are there that, like, what is that connection for you?
There's this sense of grounding that is so familiar and comfortable no matter how long you've been away. So to give you an example, I went to Tassie last year 24 times. Bit of work, we've got a shack on the east coast of Tassie, so we go back for Christmas and we do all that sort of stuff. But whether I land in Hobart, on the boat in Devonport, or you fly into Burnie, there is nothing like going home. Absolutely nothing like going home, especially when you're from an island as well. I think there's this I sort of believe in this theory a little bit about island theory, about how it's just so special to come from an island. And I look at New Zealand as a really good example. They just do stuff sometimes better.
Yeah.
And I believe that Tassie is that as well. Like I'll always choose Tasmanian over something else. So even down to like if you were selling these two glasses of water to me and you said, hey, this one's $1, but this one's $2, but it's from Tassie, every single time I would take the Tasmanian option.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Because that's a pride of place.
Yeah. What have you taken from this experience that you've had, which sounds really beautiful, of home, but also it sounds like you've got these incredible role models around you. So your mum you've spoken about, your dad, what are your parents' names?
My mum's name is Leslie and my father's name is Chris.
So Leslie and Chris, and then your grandparents with their rich history and their stories. What have you taken from all of that to create home here?
So when you get to have children, you can name them. So I've stolen some names.
Yeah.
So Poppy's middle name is Clara. So Carly, my wife, also has German grandparents
Wow.
that came out. A lot of Eastern Europeans came out to work on the hydro scheme in the middle of Tassie. So tough, really shitty conditions, tough, hard work. So Carly's grandfather and grandmother came out on the boat, and so did my grandparents. They lived, let's say, 1,800 metres away from each other. Didn't even know each other.
Wow.
Did not know each other until Carly and I met and introduced them. And now my grandfather, my Orpa, is 2 rooms down from Carly's grandfather in the nursing home.
Wow.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So,
By choice or by?
Nah, I don't know. Now they just pot around a couple of old German people. That's brilliant. That's so cool. I forgot the question now. What was the question again? So how do you create home? So look, I think the best way to create home here is and I'm sure you guys can remember this as well. Like all the little firsts that happen in your life, you remember where they happened. Like you remember where you had your first kiss. You remember where you fell off your bike the first time. I remember where I first got pulled over by the cops for doing burnouts in the Wentworth Street car park when I had my license. Like all those little firsts. And it's for me, I like creating that for my kids. Like creating a place where they can go, that's where I did that for the first time. Because everyone has a house, but does everyone have a home? Like I think it's a really, really big difference. And pouring heart and soul into your home is critical. Yeah. Yeah. You've got a home.
I do have a home.
You have a home now.
Yes, I do have a home now.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think it's so important
It's not
to
just
make
the
it
house,
feel
is
like
it? It's everything that comes with it. Like you've got a great little community where you live. Like
and it is. It's like what you pour into it and how your kids. Like I hope my kids talk about home how you talk about your home.
Yeah.
Like it's so beautiful the way you speak about it.
Yeah.
But I think it has nothing to do with the house.
No.
It's what you give into it.
You kind of started touching on it anyway of like what is a tomorrow person, and it's been so nice to hear, that family represents it, even your wife. But how would you define what a tomorrow person is?
Oh, look, I think one of the best skill sets you can have in life is the ability to make mistakes. And I think the conversation for the next generation of people is encouraging people to make mistakes and then not cancelling them from it, or because everyone is learning, and the world is ever changing, which is changing for the better as well, I believe. But it's just making sure that you're always open to being wrong, and being okay with being wrong, and then learning from your mistakes. And I think that's probably something that's happened in my life more than other people. But like I'm really proud of how much I've changed. Like I knew nothing about Indigenous Australia when I moved to like it's very rarely taught in the Tasmanian curriculum. The only thing I could tell you was that Truganini was the last Tasmanian Aboriginal, and she died at Bruny Island. And I couldn't tell you anything else other than that. And then I came in and went to an organisation that at one point I think employed 50 Indigenous people, like which is off the charts compared to anywhere else here in Melbourne or potentially here in Australia. And taught myself so much there and it completely changed my mind. And I think the same is now with people of different sexual preferences or what they believe in themselves. It's like you just got to listen. Pretty simple. Like, and I just constantly want to listen. And then you know what lights me up more than anything else, and I think about tomorrow people, and I've got 3 of them in my household, is they come home and they tell you shit that you don't know, and you go, "Fuck, that is so cool that you learnt that at school today."
Yeah, it's so good.
And then you beam with absolute pride to go, well, you know what? That will be a true reflection of parenthood or leadership, or whatever it is. How you value what your children value and help them become the best versions of themselves.
Let me breathe. Could you tell us a bit more about how you've grown and changed? Because I think like
I was going to ask a similar question. I was going to actually say or an example of
Yeah.
where you've messed up.
Yeah.
And then what you learned from it. So similar, but yeah.
Yeah. I think probably the one that sticks in my mind more than anything else is feedback. Like I reckon I was really poor at giving feedback, but also very easily influenced on being really negative around feedback. So I got some feedback that I had really poor relationships with some of the younger players, and at a point in time, probably pre-2016, I reckon, I would have been like, oh, that's their problem. Like, I've been here for 8 years. Like, I know that I'm a good player and I've won a couple of medals, and that's their problem. But I actually was like, I am the problem. Like that, I am the problem. So I went and did a trade course, which sounds, I'm a qualified carpenter. And when I say qualified, I'm very loosely qualified carpenter. I found out that some of the guys that I didn't have wanted to have better relationships with, were all doing this Cert 3 carpentry course on a Tuesday at a trade institute out in Williamstown here. I was like, bugger it, I'm going to sign up to do it. And I came away with a qualification, but I didn't do it for one iota of the building thing.
Wow.
I did it to become a better leader and become a better person. So I think that's an example of me changing. But it comes down to the decision that you may be the problem, and then you have to make the choice to fix it. And I reckon for a period of my life, early days, I would just hear the problem and then bitch and moan about it. Yeah.
What you said in 2016, I would have had, if it was before that, I would have had a different response.
Yeah.
Who were you before?
Who was I before?
Yeah.
I was a highly emotive person, and I still am, which I think is really good. But my cousin died of cancer in 2015, I think, or 2014, and 2015 it was, sorry. And that changed my life forever. She's the same age as me, 20 days difference, born in the same hospital. She had a blood cancer, and I'll never forget. We're sitting not far away from Punt Road or Bottle Street, and I was coming in from where I live, and I was parked at the lights before you get to the Richmond train station. And my dad rang me to tell me that Madeline had passed away, and never have I ever felt more vulnerable in my life. And I walked into the club and walked around like a ghostless soul for a couple of hours until someone actually grabbed me and was like, "What's wrong?" And it was the senior coach at the time, Damien Hardwick. And I told him, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I'm like, I don't know. Like I didn't know what to do. So that was a huge turning point in my life, because like you think about the demographic I was in, I was 25, I think, 25 or 26, playing sport, financially rewarded well. Like so many great things come with being a footy player.
Yeah.
Like this sense of bulletproof. And I'm a young man as well, so that only escalates it even more. That was the first time I was like, I am not bulletproof. Like, and I'm such a better person for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like taking a few hits, I think is really important.
Totally.
Yeah.
How has Maddy shaped the person you are today?
Oh gosh, like there isn't many Riewoldt girls. Like, so Madeline at that time was there's only 3 real girls, very male dominated offspring. So because there was four. My dad's one of 4 boys. Nick's father's obviously one of those. Then I'm one of 3 boys. And I thought for sure when we were driving into St Vincent's Hospital that Poppy was going to be a boy, but she wasn't. And so, I mean, the way I look at it is Maddy was the most ferociously loyal person. And I love trying to instill that sort of loyalty into my kids or my friends, or I think it's such an important trait to have, to know who your tribe are and then just to back them in. So yeah, still like she's got a little post at a place called Millington's Beach, which isn't far from where our shack is. So, and I know Nick is really big on showing his kids where that is and speaking about Madeline in the present tense as well. Funnily enough, like Carly and I just drive along. This was pre-children. Yeah, mate, it was pre-children. Still happens this day. You know when the street lights go out randomly and flicker? Like I believe that's her. And wind that back 10 years, or wind that back probably 15 years. That sort of stuff, I would have been like, no, that's not true. No. So I'll tell you who shaped me more than anyone else, and that's Carly. Like without fail. Without fail. And it feels really funny because you meet at 16 and have 3 children. Like it's a long time to shape someone.
Yeah.
But like even now, like in terms of the conversations that we have, and I think it goes back the other way as well, is that you're like that's a good partnership when you can help make each other better. Yeah.
What's one thing she's given you?
Gosh. She's given me a greater understanding of how to be organised. I was shocking. But
important skill.
like productivity in terms of just getting your life together.
Yeah.
Like she's also given me like when you're in your low, like you're in a low spot, and you can have low spots, especially in sport. I reckon you can have a lot of them. Just always having someone there that's got your back. Like the value in having someone having your back all the time. Sometimes even when I'm in the wrong, like I think's critical.
Yeah.
It's a really good sign of a good unit. Yeah. Yeah. And you got to be a unit when you've got cute children.
You have to be.
It's like the pep talk before you get on the plane. It's like, just remember, it's us against them.
Yeah.
All right? Not us against us.
If everyone's turning on each other.
That, but
How do you reckon Carly's grown since you guys have been together? Like you've spoken about how she's helped you grow. How do you reckon Carly's grown? Because you're both babies when you're together, like 16. You don't know.
Yeah.
Congrats on surviving.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would say congrats more to Carly than me.
Yeah.
She's easily the smartest person I know. Yeah. So I think she's, like, you talk about ferocious loyalty, like she's got it in spades, and I think she's sort of grown just into an incredible person. Yeah. She's a very good friend, like a very, very good friend to me, obviously, but also to people that she's friends with. And I think, like, I love like child-like behaviour. Like, I think it's so important just to be remember what it's like being
I wouldn't
kids.
have guessed that about you.
Yeah. So I think like that, like I look at that and think, like, some of the shit we laugh about, I'm just like, with 2 36-year-old adults, she is older than me. I just want to put that on the record too. By 3 months. It's a conversation that we have regularly at home. But you can't lose the fun.
No. It's so
and someone like me who like can have highs and lows, is you always need someone behind you talking about not losing the fun that knows you so well. So I value that more than anything, I think.
So you've spoken about actually quite a lot of traits, I think, that you probably feel are to be a tomorrow person, ferocious loyalty and being able to give feedback and communicate. For people that are listening, like, what's one small step or one part of the recipe to becoming a tomorrow person that you would say that people could do?
Understand what you stand for, I reckon. Values are really important. There doesn't have to be like written on your bedroom wall or something that you spend hours thinking about, but just have a bit of a think about what you value. And the other one is don't ever underestimate what someone else's day is happening. Yeah. I think we fall into the trap of like driving, for example, like road rage, and I've been guilty of it. Like you just never know. Like I coming here today, I was driving behind a guy who was doing 35 in a 60 zone. I'm sitting there, I'm like, and lucky enough I'd left early enough because I was organised. And I'm
Thanks,
sitting
Carly.
there, and then I pulled up next to him at the lights, and he was sitting there just having a sandwich, just driving his car. I think this guy's having the best day of his life, isn't he? And I'm like, who am I to ruin that by going, mate, hurry up? Like he's just sitting there having a sandwich, probably on smoko and a white ute, and I just think, what's like, just be more organised, and then you won't be in a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Have some
love that.
values. Like,
I think it's important.
I just had one more on just any advice, because it sounds like you've had a perspective shift where you've become a lot more open-minded, less defensive. For people listening to that who sometimes feel that heat when they're given feedback, or do you have anything on what the journey is to be less defensive?
oh, look, I think that feedback's a really interesting one in terms of giving and receiving. If you're giving feedback, this is one thing Damien Hardwick did excellently well, because it can be confronting if you're given feedback about your performance in front of a group. He would always come and have a conversation with me beforehand, and he'd go, hey, I need you. I need you in this. I'm gonna single you out, but I need you. And as soon as he had that conversation with me, I'm like, an oath, mate, I'm in. And like before I even put the clip up, I'd be happy when I'd have my hand up going, hey, boys, I did this on the weekend. That's not good enough.
How did the I need you make you feel?
Oh, it's empowering someone to own their own behaviour.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the animosity that could come up with a senior coach challenging a senior player and players going, I don't know about this. Like, it's all diffused because of the pre-work. So, I think that in any sort of a format, feedback that way is really important. And the other one is another Damien Hardwickism is always sleep on it. The 8-hour rule. So I'm a like, you get bad feedback and all of a sudden you went, that is a load of shit what you just said about me.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
But
You
it's
love
like,
feedback.
well,
You need to tell me to take an 8-hour
do.
nap.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So it's just like this
I'm going to
is
remember this one.
yeah.
Sleep on it, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sleep on it, right.
Good
Yeah. So it's I like it's just they're saying it for a reason.
Yeah.
I also
Buy
think,
yourself some time to figure out what the reason is and then come back and choose then how you deal with it.
I also thought though that he's making himself quite vulnerable, saying like, "I need you." Like there's something kind of like a leveler about that, which
Yeah.
I think I imagine as well disarms any defensiveness of going like it's not just about you; it's about him too
Yeah.
and what he
Yeah,
needs.
yeah.
Which
Yeah, it's I suppose it's the ego piece, really. Because like in that sort of confrontation, like it can be a dent to your ego, but that's why team sports such a great thing to be involved in. Because you can have the worst day of all time, but the system and the team will pick you up
Yeah.
and hide your flaws. And like I experienced being in a really good team that played really well, but off field just did everything in their power to be the best people they could be. Yeah. And it's a genuine secret sauce. Yeah. And you can't copy it, but you got to go and figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find it. Love that. Well, thank you.
No stress.
We started at fashion and your sparkly toenails.
Yeah.
We didn't. I wanted to bring that in because they look so good.
Yeah, this is a product of Foxy Nails.
Shout out.
Shout
out
Foxy.
Foxy Nails.
Not
It's
sponsored.
certainly not sponsored. Not sponsored. But it's so funny going to a nail salon because the ladies there, I think they may be Thai, I reckon, and they just little like speaking gibberish around, and you just think these guys could be saying absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Because there's not many blokes that go into the Foxy Nails in where I live, and so it's a great thing to do in the school holidays with your children to take them in, and then you just play Russian roulette with the colour. Like, rightio, girls, you pick them out. We can just sit there in the chair. Like that's a home.
Yes.
That is a thing of home. Because they were like Hazel, the middle one. She'd never had it done before. And she just sat up there beaming in the chair. I'm just like, yeah, this is that core memory tick. Yeah.
That's
so
what it's all about.
they have been, they're light blue with a sparkle through them at the moment, but they've been fluoro green.
Love it.
That was our gym colour for Christmas party. So that's where we went barefoot bowling. That's where it started, actually.
This is the continuation of you as a boy having your hair coloured by Andrew. So I feel like this is the full circle.
Yeah, you're
this is
expressing your
expressing
creativity.
the lower part of your body instead of the top.
Yeah. But thank you. Thank you for
Thanks for
sharing.
having me.
Yeah, sharing some of your story and just sharing some very wise words around the small steps we can all take. So
No, I appreciate it. And
appreciate you.
yeah, and Ryder has had I don't know if he understands, but he has had a big impact on my life through the Richmond Footy Club. And I love the work that you guys do because everything is just a conversation, but it's how you enter that conversation with a willingness to learn. And Ryder, you came into Richmond 2017, I think it was, and had a massive impact on a group of men that have a big impact on people outside of the football club. So chapeau to you.
That's
Thank
wild
you.
to hear. Thank you. That means a lot. Shout out to Tom Harkin who was with me. I just want to say one of the things I took out of this conversation, and for anyone listening, is just the way that you tell stories.
Yeah.
You just, Paige mentioned it, you light up, but all those little details of street names and what was there, just for anyone listening, that's the best way to tell a story.
Yeah.
Because you take us there and we're using our brains to create a movie in our mind.
Yeah.
So
Conrad Marshall taught me that.
Okay, it's a little trick.
Yeah. So he's a journalist for The Good Weekend. He also Mad Richmond supporter. He said it's always important that you get the name of the beer, the song that was playing as the car drove off the road. Yeah, and it's like this car didn't just drive off the road. That was the beer can that was in there. That was the name of the song. Yeah,
It's so great. No, it is. You've really painted. I'm like, I want to go to where you're from in Tassie.
Yeah,
You've
it's
actually
great.
painted
Well,
that
if you
picture.
do, I've got a really good list of restaurants and places to go down.
I'm
which
sure
I've
you
developed
do.
over time.
and I don't know if you're not inked up, but I feel like you need to get a Tassie tattoo. Because
Well, the Tasmanian mascot, Rumman.
Rumman, is that the devil's name?
That is the devil's name, Rumman, which is a term it's like an endearing sort of term for a young child. It's like a bit of a rumman.
Okay.
Rumman has tattoos. At the request of children from the Brighton Football Club, they also requested that Rumman could poo, and Rumman can poo a football as well. So can eat a football and poo out a football.
Wow.
Yeah.
How we end up at these conversations every time.
You had me at poo, so
Got ya.
Well, your job's to send us a pic when you've got your tattoo.
Yeah.
and
That's
to
the
track
takeaway from
down what
today.
happened to Andrew.
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
You've got a few things actually, and to ask your dad about his choice.
Yes, I will. He's in Europe at the moment, my father. Horrible at taking photos. I'll be on selfies.
They're so bad.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Tomorrow People Podcast. Urban Decay Site.